drones, and that's frustrating for me. Good split there by Koss to only lose a few Marines per Baneland. And look, this is what I've been talking about, this medevac dies. Now, in the meantime, Koss is doing a great job of, as soon as he sees mutas in one area, he's going to drop another. This is not quite MMA style, but this is damn close. Back to the production tab, we see 6 Broodlords on the way in the center of the map. Koss, in the meantime, has a huge amount of tanks, Marines. He doesn't have a reactor on this starport, though, which worries me as soon as these Broodlords come out. Good drop there, did quite a bit of damage, but these Infestors shutting down drop play like nothing else can. 6 Broodlords have just popped, and let's look at the unit count. Oh my god, we only have 30 Marines, but we do have the Terran out-workering the Zerg. That's rare to see. So, the thing is, Koss doesn't actually have that many add-ons, and so I am worried that Koss will not be able to produce enough anti-air to deal with these Broodlords immediately, because these tanks die nigh immediately to Broodlords. I know I said immediately twice right there. I don't care. These Broodlords rip through tanks. Tanks unsieging. Run away. Oh god. Oh no. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Let's go back and hang with Rory. Oh no, Rory's coming this way. Oh my god. In the meantime, these Broodlords moving across the map being scary and big. This drop. There's not an expansion up here. Just checking again. This is generally what you have to do against Broodlords when you have this many tanks, is you have to say, okay, well, guess what? These tanks are just going to be unsieged and do their best. Again, Empire Koss throwing a lot away with these medevacs. Is he going to let this medevac escape? Let's look at the units lost. We see that Koss has lost a little bit less than the Zerg, but only slightly. And generally, Zerg is harvesting more resources and thus can afford to lose more, so you want to have more resources lost in the Zerg department if you are Terran. Koss throwing down 4 extra barracks. Back in the production tab, we see that Koss is producing 3 Vikings off of this starport, and where's his other starport? Those starports, wow, no reactors at all. This is awesome. Let's look at Koss's hotkey setup for a second. This is something I think most casters don't do, and if you want to be educational, it's better. Koss making, in my opinion, a huge blunder right there, allowing his tanks to get sieged, and these Broodlords rip through Marines so easily. These tanks are basically dead. You just have to sit there and resign yourself to their loss. Koss producing a Ghost Academy, 2 Thors, 3 Vikings, 12 Marines. This is a great late game composition. Forget whatever I just said. This is awesome. This is a great way to play. Now, planetary fortresses are, of course, amazing. And so we now get to see how many Broodlings can this planetary fortress kill. 21, 24. At any rate, at the same time, we see a counterattack coming over here by Zerglings. This planetary fortress, 33, 34. If I were these Marines, I would not be repairing this because these Broodlings are free and the planetary fortress repair is not. We'll get to 50 kills. 47, 50! Alright. Meantime, there's many a Broodlord, but there might not be enough Infestors to support. This is, a huge fungal growth right there. That's annoying. That is really annoying. I like this late game composition quite a bit. Ghosts specifically are the keystone unit, and then if you just work in some Hellions, it's really hard to beat Ghost, Marine, Viking, Thor, Hellion. It's relatively gas efficient. It's a great way to spend excess minerals, which every Terran knows that you have by the time you're on 4 base, and it's great against any of this air tech. Now, it is slightly vulnerable to Ultralisks, which is why you don't want to do it if you see Ultralisks. But if you see Broodlords, teching to Ultras is a big investment and kind of a mistake anyway, and thus spending your money on Thors and Ghosts and Marines is not a bad idea. We see that it's just pretty much Zergling Broodlord right now, which is a surprisingly hard composition. These Thors, he really needs more Hellions if he wants to survive this. Koss producing 3 Ghosts, 6 Marines, and building attack times 3. However, neither of these players have invested in armor upgrades aside from Terran infantry. This is very interesting. Now, these Vikings are going to be not quite enough to kill these Broodlords, but only barely. We see tanks and tanks and Ghosts and Marines against Zerglings. Yeah, I don't like it. I like Ghosts a lot late game versus Zerg because they're just so amazing. We see 7 Marines, 3 Ghosts, plus 3 Terran vehicle on the way. Some decent splitting there by Koss. And this Broodlord looks to be the last one for Zerg. Zerg's producing 4 Infestors in an Ultralisk Cavern, as well as Zerg Flyer Carapace and Zerg Ground Carapace level 1. Zerg, however, only has 4 base thanks to a great Marine drop I did not notice by Koss. Broodlord's using to defend a drop. That's awesome. Okay. We see now, if we look at the supplies, Koss is down but not out. Koss has the upgrade advantage, and so right now if he can pump as many Marines as possible, rally them to the center, and just try to basically outproduce the Zerg, it is conceivable that he can win. He has an all attack, both air and ground attack force if you count Vikings, but it looks like he's just going to be going for that more standard composition of Viking, tank, Marine, Ghost. Ghosts, as I said, are genius because they can EMP and snipe. The thing about Zerg Tier 3 is you don't get, in fact, about all Tier 3, is that you just get really big, really beefy units with a lot of hit points and decent damage potential. Now, the thing about the Zerg units is they're also biological. So what this means is Ghosts have an ability, Snipe, only costs 25 energy to deal 45 damage instantly to any single target. What that means is a Broodlord, you can do snipe, 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 bam, the Broodlord's dead. Plus, you can EMP the Infestors. And as soon as the Infestors are EMP'd and some of the Broodlords are dead, then all of a sudden the DPS you're using, the Marines, can rip through a lot of things. This Infestor coming up, oh, good, snipe there by the tank. The thing is, you need to have these Infestors come in and do some fungal growth or some mind controls if you want to approach. Unsieging the tanks. This is a ballsy move by Koss. Koss has this base only mining minerals. Koss moving forward. Oh, a huge fungal growth goes off on his units. At the same time, though, Koss sniping a lot of stuff. Throws down an EMP that's barely off the mark. He might not have enough Ghosts to deal with both Ultralisks and Broodlords. Oh my god, that is so many Ultralisks. Do they have their +3 armor? They only have +1 armor. At the same time, though, Koss sniping the Broodlords valiantly. There are only a few Marines and a few tanks left. Koss is down on supply in this one engagement, but maybe if you can get some cost efficiency out of his units, never mind, this is way over. Holy crap, was that one-sided. Wow, Holy Infestor Broodlord Ultralisk Batman. That was unbelievable. Welcome to the modern welcome to the modern Zerg late game, Koss. That was awesome. Holy crap, that was one-sided. And these things don't even have armor upgrades. Wow. How did that happen? We see that GGZpux is maxed out. Koss is about 45 supply away. He's trying his best to use these tanks, but a huge fungal goes off. At the same time, a good EMP. If he can hold against these Ultralisks, which I swear to God he can't, he might be able to survive. Zerglings streaming in. Marines, tanks, nothing left. Koss is trying to hold the line. Oh my god, but he does have an expansion left, and Zerg's almost out of mining. He has one base mining anything, and Koss continues to do this drop harass. If he can kill this base, Zerg has no income, but doesn't matter because Zerg has infinite money. Alright, we see the Broodlords continuing to siege. We see no tanks are able to siege, because let's face it, there are Broodlords out. There are 1, 2, 3. 3 Broodlords. Let's actually check the units tab here. 3 Broodlords, 7 Ultralisks, 5 Infestors. This is a very cute, very strong army, but Koss is out of it. He does not have enough units now to hold. And Zerg is right now punishing his production. Koss has one base, barely mining at all. And now we see the Ultralisks moving in. Can Koss hold with this planetary fortress? I don't think so. Huge mass repair from the SCVs, but soon he's going to be out of minerals. Koss appears to not be dropping mules at this point, for some reason. Go back to mining, you fools. Mine. Okay, for some reason they're not mining. Koss appears to be making one final stand. There are 39 Zerglings out. At this point, if he has adrenal glands, which I should be watching, if he has adrenal glands, he really should have just pretty much pumped Zerglings for the victory. This appears to be the death throw of Koss, folks. I do not think he can hold at this point. Good tank placement here. That's Reggie right there. 17 kills. That's totally Reggie caliber numbers. Oh, a huge fungal on the last remaining units of Koss. There are quite a few medevacs here, and this planetary fortress is getting a lot of kills, but I just don't think he has the income here. There are too many Infestors, too many Broodlords, and too many Ultralisks. Plus, more Broodlords are being morphed in, and the Ultralisks have their +2 armor upgrade. I don't think Koss can hold here. GGZpux is just too strong. Again, this is showing the benefit, or this is showing the strength that Zerg late game has in the current metagame. It's simply so difficult to handle both Infestors and these Broodlords. And Ultralisks, too, are decent units. We now see Ultralisk Broodlords going to siege the planetary fortress. Can Koss hold? My bets are no. And it looks like, yep, the planetary fortress falls nearly instantly. Koss has some superficial units remaining, but I think he's in this more out of pride than anything else. These units simply aren't cost-effective enough to hang with the Zerg Broodlords, Zerg Infestors, two incredibly good units. I think Brood Lords, when you overcommit to them, are bad, but GGZ Pook showed us the exact way to play a Zerg late game. Simply use these big, beefy units to draw out the Marines being, of course, the main unit you're trying to kill, and then use the Infestors to kill them. Empire cost GG's. Great game there. Alright, guys, hope you liked it. Remember to send me anything you like. Remember to tell me any pros you want me to cast specifically, because if you guys tell me, I will go out and find their replays. I'm now going to go cast some of your games. Thanks for watching, guys.